What's good? What's good? What's good? Shouts out to everybody that's out there holding it down, keeping it real. Now, let's get to the facts. You know, the facts. Oh, yeah, they don't like the facts. Facts hurt people. I'm going out on a walk this beautiful afternoon. Let's get into it. I wanted to be, said. There are a lot of different people speaking up and speaking out at different subjects and situations that have transpired in the Diddy Combs trial. Don't forget to support the page, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. The name is Carceno, Karceno, on the Cash App. How you doing? I'm all right. And yeah, there were a lot of different interpretations that were done over the last few days, and a lot of you saying it ain't over. The feds are coming back with more. They have more tricks up their sleeve. They're gonna be filing more charges. Well, for the federal government to file more federal charges, they would definitely have to prove a lot and have evidence. One, for the city to be able to take it and take on another trial after you just went through a trial. And then they're going to say, well, why you didn't bring that up in your government RICO case? Why now? What did he do after the fact? You see, this is what makes it difficult for you to add more charges. You understand? So when y'all keep saying this, he can just file more charges and the government can just keep throwing more charges at him. How? He would have to create something new. Or why didn't you charge him with that the first time around? That will have to be explained. But for all these crybabies, he's still found guilty. You want to run with a Mann Act, a racist law against black people. You want to hold that to test when you've had the workers come out and say, hey, we didn't feel oppressed. It was consensual. You hear the Punisher doing interviews now. You hear another worker come out, do interview. They were getting their money. Nobody was forced. Right? They coming out attacking Cassie, saying she was lying. Absolutely. And instead of facing the facts, people are glorifying the nonsense. And they got something for the detractors. Oh, y'all really gonna be mad tomorrow. Y'all really gonna be mad tomorrow. Oh, you gonna be mad tomorrow. I can't wait. I will definitely check out y'all content tomorrow, because y'all will have to explain Yeah, y'all gonna have a lot of explanations need to be on file. Cause see, tomorrow, let me tell you what's gonna happen tomorrow. Cause I want everybody to see this and understand. Your boy Sino ain't a clickbait artist like the rest of these guys. I don't do clickbait. That's their job. Cause that's what they gotta do to get views because they have nothing. They just noise. They don't talk about the case and what's really going on. Now, what the judge could actually do is look at the lawsuit that was filed federally, right? It's reached the federal court against Cassie and Diddy from the sex worker, which claims Cassie was lying. This Clayton Howard, who was named in that trial as Dave, has come out and declared Cassie as a liar. They could look at that and say, hey, this woman seems like she perjured herself on the stand. The judge could look at that and use that as a review to say, okay, these people could have lied on Mr. Combs here, and could take that under consideration during the sentencing, the whole nine, right? So, what the government's trying to do is put something else up for consideration, because that's what they want to do also. Let's run under consideration. So under their consideration, what they're looking at is something different also. Hey, don't forget the super chat work. Y'all shoot up a super chat so I can know it's working. Last time somebody said the super chat's not working. Like they was tampering, you see, no? Now, let's get to it, because I want to be heard. Now, yep, I can see it. They doing something. Starting already. There they go. It's starting already. Okay, it's working. Free Diddy. Okay, there it is. All right, I see y'all. Thank y'all. I'll see y'all. I had to refresh the screen because we were being prohibited on our side. Now, let's get to the gist of it. Because see, these fools don't have any information. They just be talking. So the prosecution is trying to get everyone involved to say how they didn't feel safe with Mr. Combs out there to to make their own anointment. Like, look at all of these victims. Look at these people all screaming out in outrage about this horrible outcome. They don't feel safe with this man on the street with all his power and all his connections. They're trying to do their last ditch plea effort by trying to put all of this together. Talking about rumors of another federal charge. If there was, you would have done it by now. It would have been added to the case. Because if you come with one now, people will look at you and go, what did you learn now that you didn't in the case? You went through his taxes, you went through everything. So, what are you doing? So now it looks like harassment of the client. Well, he can't sue the city of New York because, one, they can't touch his money. They never was going to do that anyway. A RICO would have gave him the opportunity to take the money, but then how could you take the money when the companies are protected? A lot of the companies aren't in his name. They're in some ironclad IRAs that they can't take away from him. How do you think Diddy was able to still make payments? He's still able to pay off things. He took a loan out for like $200 million. And as he lost sponsorships and his liquor deal, they still really, and even though they settled behind closed doors with the liquor giants, by his deal, they had owed him $2 billion. I put that on the internet for you. Based on the company marketing share. His cut of the 81 billion market share the company is worth would have entitled him to about $2 billion. So how they decide to pay that off is up to them. But everything else, that's all to be, discussed at another date and time. Now I know what you're thinking. What about all of the cases they've been talking about and building? That's a good point. But all of these civil cases, that's what the focus is now. He has different lawyers handling different situations. So these civil lawsuits are going to be knocked down. So what the government's going to do is try to get with all these lawyers so everybody can start coming up with these civil lawsuits on Diddy based on information they learned in the trial. They were like, we're going to get him. Come on. We're going to keep suing. Keep Diddy in litigations all year long, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Everybody's just throwing civil lawsuits at him. It's an abuse of the system. It's an abuse of power. And it never should be allowed. That's the problem here. It's too much of this. It's too much. Apologize? What he gonna apologize for? I mean, you expect somebody, a clown, to apologize for being a clown? That's what they do. They never gonna do that. They, instead of saying, hey, I got it wrong, this and that, he actually was saying something that's real. Nope, he can't do that. All he gonna tell you is something a clown will tell you. They gonna keep the circus, and the circus is gonna still perform. What do that clown say about me? Nothing. He repeat what he heard other people say about me, because that's all he can do. No original thought. Just let me repeat what I heard these other dudes say. I can't come up with an original thought. I gotta come up with something. Diddy gonna be doing 20. Yep. Look like. Yeah. I'm no, I've never been fond of that behavior. That's what's gonna happen tomorrow. And if the judge don't want to grant time served because the prosecution have his head, which it really should be time served, but if they don't want to do that, then the prosecution will add them to speed up the sentencing. So instead of waiting on October the 3rd, this thing could be sped up as quick as August or September. Maybe even quicker, because they will have Diddy paperwork in process, and the judge can make that happen. I'm just saying, put it to bed. Why milk this thing any longer than it needs to be? Let it be over. People can get to their lives. That's what I'm saying. Y'all really finna be mad tomorrow. And all of these fools, like that dumb bastard, who wants to keep that doing this because we love Diddy. I can't get behind no person that did something like that to a woman. How could you root for that? Who is here rooting for Diddy putting his hands on Cassie? Never once have we heard about this man saying anything about Cassie putting her hands on Diddy. That's not abuse to him. So it's okay for a woman to hit a man, but a man not to hit a woman. No, neither one should be hitting each other. No excuse for what he did. Nobody excuse him for that, but he's not on trial for that. We're talking about the case. I don't care how you personally feel about him, how you morally don't like what he do. I don't do that stuff in the bedroom. I don't date a chick that would do that in a bedroom. And if she allowed that kind of stuff to happen, then she gonna hit the bricks because she nasty, too nasty. She has to go. So this ain't about that behavior. It's about, is the man innocent or guilty of the charges? So if you're covering the case, which you claim to be doing, which we can all tell you're clearly not, that you're following an agenda. And I don't know what the hell he's talking about, some one-on-one. One-on-one in what? What is he talking about, a basketball game? Like, what the hell is this? I have no idea what that clown was talking about. But then the clown wants to involve Kwame Brown into this situation. Why? Why are you bringing Kwame Brown into it? Trying to use, once again, use what somebody else has said, and he gonna regurgitate it out his mouth because he doesn't have an original thought. And he says something stupid talking about things he don't even know about. Talking about, I brought Kwame Brown channel down. Really? How? How would I do that? Stupid. This fool don't even realize I'm hardly on the panels. At all. Like if I'm probably on his show probably 2 times out of a month. But that just goes to show you what clowns do. You're never gonna get the truth with them because they don't know anything. But I know something about him. Once you put your ass on the screen, you lose all credibility. Especially over here. You get no respect for that. Dude put his ass on this camera and lost a lot of respect. And a lot of people who you was begging for interviews don't want to deal with you. Yeah, there's players that watch my channel, bro. And when I used to shout your name out, it was like, you know him? Is he all right? See, you used to do a podcast. I don't know if you still do it, but you used to panel with a lot of these gamers and podcasters, and you pissed off some of their talent that they have that come on the show. And either with some of your ranting and antics that you do, your temper tantrums, you know, you rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and you created a lot of detractors in the along the way from doing that. So that's your mess, not mine. But a lot of them have reached out in the past. I just chose not to get involved in it, because that's your mess. See, I don't get involved in your crap. All I did was shout you out because of KB. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess dude really cool with, he down, everything, support what he doing. See, we shout people out who we view as real ones. Once we see and confirm that, this what kind of dude you is. You're a clout chaser. So once you get seen as what you are, then, leave them over there. You see, you were revealing yourself in a Drake Kendrick situation. But I was just like, maybe he just like Drake. He's just not seeing this thing right. But it's all right. I'll let that go. Let it go. Then it comes to this. Again, following another agenda. And then you did something you can't come back from. You let people put a battery in your back and thought it'd be good to disrespect someone who is original. Stupid. You let a bunch of views cloud your judgment. I'm trending now. I'm hot. Yeah, your channel is done. I'm like, these fools, man. They just have no idea. You don't be in this game 16 years plus and be done unless you're ready to be done. Now, when you start talking realistics, then you can speak with me on an equal playing field, terms, what have you. But content-wise, you're not on my level. So there is really no competition. Do what you do, continue to clickbait, make clickbait titles, lure people into the web using that bullshit tactic of yours, knock yourself out. But when it comes to me, stay in your lane. No clout chasing here. We say what we feel. So that should put an end to it. Now, hit the like button up for keeping it real. Ain't too many real ones out there no more. Now, putting things back into perspective. What is the perspective of what we're talking about? All of these people are going to be sad tomorrow. And Teaser Tails is going to be stuttering and talking 100 miles an hour about absolutely nothing. Well, the Shandong Diddy Combs trial this is a travesty, and they don't know what they're doing. Then the judges think they made a terrible decision. Oh, she's so flustered. Watching her stumble all over her words, sounding like Tweety Bird or Sylvester the cat. A suckering succotash. Oh no, see, that's one thing you gotta learn early. You can't let the views go to your head. I've seen that. Do you know how many people like this we've seen? Once they start getting some views, they get real cocky and arrogant. We've seen these guys come and go. That's why we don't get excited. Like, ooh, we blowing up. We bad. Views come and go. They come, they go. People spend money to detract people from me. You think it's because you just hot? No, you're being pushed because you're saying what they want you to say. You're saying the agenda. You're on the side of the agenda. You're not doing this for no moral compass. You're doing this for one reason only. The money. The money. The money. The money. The money. The cake. No moral compass. Try to fool somebody else with that. This is real talk here. They revel in it. It's like a pig in slop. They revel in it. Well, when you start seeing the levels of how someone would stoop or how low they would go, then you'll start understanding. Oh, okay, I get it. None of them thinking straight. Well, that's what they want you to know because they know none of them are thinking straight. All of them are thinking, like, what are we doing right now as a collective? No, it wasn't because of no violent nature. When is the last time Diddy was violent? This stuff is back in 2016. So when was the last time Diddy was violent with anyone? He hadn't been with Cassie since what, 2018? Ain't that when they said they broke up? So the violence wasn't in the last 5, 6 years. Mr. Combs hasn't been violent with anyone. We're not counting Jane because what Jane said doesn't make any sense. Because if what she says makes any sense, then we'll be sitting here scratching our head wondering why in the world nobody did anything. You know why? Because Jane said she hit him first and rammed his head into the marble. So isn't he defending himself? If that's the case? Because he didn't even hit her yet. He was controlling her, swinging at him. Then he threw her out. Then she came back into the house. So again, what are we talking about? Right? Like literally, what are we talking about? But it's okay because sooner or later, once Diddy get home in a few months, her water's getting cut off. Her bills gonna get shut off, and then what she gonna do to eat? How she gonna live? She should have thought about that. Then she gonna go after 50. So while 50 is doing all this talking, he should be shutting up because they'll come after him and ain't gonna be no mercy for 50 Cent. You think anybody gonna have mercy on 50? You see the new angle, right? The new person is Tyler Perry. Like I said, Tyler, Jay, 50, and Cat Williams. But y'all gonna see. Jay is protected by the NFL until they don't need him no more. Then he gonna be free game. See, Jay-Z got protection from the NFL and from Live Nation. That's his protection. Yeah, imagine that, Tanya, if I'm wrong, that they don't want Tyler Perry because of his studio employing all these black people that is actually getting more attention than the shows that they're spending money on. See, the case of this matter is they do have a problem at Tyler Perry Studios, but that thing has been going on since it was Harpo Studios. You ever wondered why Oprah shut down Harpo Studios here in Chicago? That's why you got to go on the Patreon. Sign up for my Carcino for Life Patreon so you don't miss nothing. Oh, we'll tell you what happened between Cuddy and Cassie. You learn all that over there. Yes, it's on my Patreon. That stuff is up and running right now. Oh no, Oprah ain't got no RICO coming. She cleaned her closet. You can't touch Oprah now. See, all of this stuff goes back 5 years. So if you're going to try to RICO somebody, it's going to take 5 years. But this is not a RICO case. What they want to do is go after the studios and bankrupt that studio. Tyler Perry's making a lot of money out them studios because he's having a lot of people give a lot of viewerships to his programming because there's nothing really black programming on the internet. And he's not signed to a contract. He's independent. So what he could do is take his and put it on Amazon Prime. He could put it on Netflix. He can go anywhere he wants on streaming services, which is better than putting it at the movie theater right now. So this is how, for him, he's making a killing. Sorry about that. I was looking at a message that was sent to me. Sue Cassie, she got it. She ain't gonna have it pretty soon. Because everybody's suing Cassie. Like, she's got more problems coming. She's got a lot more problems coming. This is just the tip of the iceberg. She's got a lot more problems coming her way. Hit the like button, y'all. I know y'all just got here, but you got to hit the like button up so they can know you're not a bot. You know what I'm saying? Academics is somebody else who was just going off of it because he's riding with DJ Vlad. DJ Vlad is riding on the side of Diddy because he's a degenerate. So how could he say anything about Diddy when he's in the midst of that life too? So and he's just going along with it because Vlad is going along with it, who's his boss. Now, like I said, people got their own motives and what's not. I'm just telling people the truth. I don't have any allegiance to Diddy. No way, shape, or form. That's what I'm saying. When this thing first started, they thought, oh my God, I was against Diddy. And they were loving it. My videos was at the top. I got all these women popping up in there and all this stuff. Then once we started saying, hey, we're going through this evidence and these charges, and these things look weak. And the case looked weak, and we said this from the jump. This case looked weak, and they was just wait and see. They're gonna add more to this case. You're gonna see. I was like, all right, we're gonna wait and see. But so far, this ain't it. So they was like, they can add a superseding indictment. They added a superseding indictment to add 2 liars to the case and add 1 more line to the case. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, they need to be asking, how did they even make it to court with these charges? Like, how did these charges get approved? What happened to this Jeffrey Epstein stuff that the guy was talking about? He's not even in office no more. He don't even need to speak. They held a press conference 1 minute after the arrest. This is the kind of case to get people fired. They've embarrassed the city. The city's ridiculous right now. I don't blame the common person for saying, oh my God, they let him go. He's guilty. I'm not even blaming them. Because they supposed to feel like that. Because of what the news has been showing you, what TMZ been showing you. If you listen to TMZ, you would think he was going under the river. Because Harvey is biased. You know, he can't pull that on another lawyer. That's what Mark called him out on it. Like, come on, man, this is nothing but a loss for the prosecution. He was like, your inner prosecutor is coming out. He's, oh no, but I'm not. Yeah, you are. Cut it out. Cut it out. We see it. You ain't fooling nobody over here. Let me get your inner prosecutor on. So tomorrow, they're going to come in and they're going to ask for time served. And all these detractors are going to be stuck in the mud looking real stupid at the end of the day. Because if the judge don't give If he don't do that, if he don't get time served, and he don't move up that date, they're gonna ask to speed up the date. Hey, speed up the release date, and they're gonna request bail. And they should get it. There's no grounds on why this man should not have bail. No grounds. Other people's emotions from over 6-7 years ago. The man has not had a violent act in over 6-7 years, and they weren't scared enough to not call the police then. Now you want to be scared today? Why? What for? You see what I'm saying? What for? You pitched a case on baby oil and Astroglide. Yes, this is a bad loss. Bad loss. I know they say stupid stuff like that all the time. You're living in someone else's house. How long is that joke gonna go? Stupid. If I'm living in someone else's house, I would have to pay them rent, right? That's what it's called, rent. So if I was paying rent for this house where everything in it belongs to me, if I'm paying rent, I would have to pay more money to be here than if I owned it, right? So your point is what? Stupid people, man. I swear. You deal with stupid people, this is the results they give you. They give you ignorance. My former house, exactly. They just want to find anything they can. They want to think anything they say matters and can disturb you because they have nothing going on. Unfortunately, when you have nothing going on, this is the results. Well, my place is a walking business of operations. See, unlike them, business of operations is entirely different with multiple LLCs. This whole office you see here is an LLC. This is a business. It earns money. It does its part. So this whole thing is a corporation inside a pod huddle. So it's not a home, it's a business office. See how it works? See, from 2020, from 2000 to 2035. This is what we was doing on our Patreon. See, on our Patreon, we teach people. That's why we have more people on it than some other people. Now, we have one of the top Patreons going on Patreon. I got to actually talk to them today, too, about that. And we're going to be looking at a lot of things on this chart today on the Patreon. As we were telling you, where AI is going to be by 2035. And how you're going to be able to survive in here being a living, breathing human being. What is going to be your jobs? what is going to be your outlets? In 2020, things dropped because of the pandemic and everything else. 2025 is shot there, and by the scale of it, it's going to taper till it get to almost like 2030, starts to rise. And then from that 2032 mark on up, when certain patents get passed and different laws are put in place, then it'll shoot up to 2035 as things starts to get regulated. And that's when you'll see the market shoot up to the top of the moon. Now, there's other steps you're going to have to, know going into that. But that's just the surface of what we're discussing and been discussing on our Patreon. So definitely pay attention over there when you sign up. Yes, we help you find jobs, find grants for college. We do a lot of different things. So, I can't speak for everyone else, but that's what we do, as well as keep you informed of things you don't know. But they love to take down Diddy. Diddy is who they got to get, because he the bad guy. Nobody else but Diddy. Diddy bad. That's what they want to tell you. Diddy bad, everybody else good. And because of that behavior, because of that notion, everybody is stuck in this conundrum of we just got to do everything Diddy does or says. We got to do it all. Well, all right. What happens when Diddy's not doing something? What happens then? What happens when Diddy is not the issue no more? Then who? Oh, we got to find another black person. But they got to be black, though. Can't be Jewish. Can't be white. Can't be Asian. Can't be nobody else. They don't want to expose their side, do they? They don't want to talk about the owner tender, do they? No. That'd be revealing too much. I know y'all like, what's that, Sino? What's going on? Who's the owner of Tinder? It's more than him. Who's the owner of Cornhub? Who's the owner of Match.com? You saw from the Abercrombie and Fitch case that went on right beside the Sean Diddy Combs case, tried by the Southern District of New York. 300 boys who are now men claim they were essayed by these three men, promised gifts, forced, coerced into the world of prostitution. And what did we get out of that? Nothing. Dana White hit his wife, threw some kicks, everything, in 1080p. He, instead of him getting called out, he went on ESPN. He did a press conference at, what am I supposed to do, huh? Punish myself? How does that help my fighters? I'm like, who needs you? Nobody Nobody tunes in for Dana White. Man, they ain't got Dana White there. Let's turn this off. I was there to see Dana. Joe Rogan is more important than you. You're just there. Like you always been. There to take credit for something that isn't yours. He never owned the UFC. The Furtadas owned it. He didn't own Zuffa Boxing. They owned it. Now, here he is with TKO Boxing with the Turk Al-Rashid's money. Again, he doesn't own it. He's there to jump in. Something that's already running. The UFC was already running when he had the idea to come and buy it out. It was already up and running. Dana White has never started a business from the ground up because he fails. Well, Diddy does need God in his life, but you can't play with God. Diddy played with God, and now he got burned. And he see what playing with God gets. But God gave him grace and said, okay, hopefully you learned your lesson. Yeah, it's people in here. But it's crazy. People be like, he need God. And then they be out here just as worse as Diddy. I mean, don't you need God? You popping Molly's, you popping Molly and Zans, and you out here twerking and talking about some doggone Diddy need God. Okay. Right. Everybody needs God. But to act like this is just all Diddy, it's a whole system of this going on. Don't worry, you'll hear about it on the Patreon. Mm-hmm. Yes, I know. In due time. Right. These people are freaking so freaking weird. What is Cassie? Because Cassie was like McDonald's, just loving it. I'm always ready to freak out. She was a freak. She's a freak on a leash. So what does that say? She's not the new Madonna. Madonna actually has talent. Cassie was not talented at all. She was terrible. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you listen to somebody with an agenda. If Cassie was scared for her life, then you won't go running out cheating with everybody during the relationship, would you? You'd be too scared to go cheat. You'd be too scared to get up with Kid Cudi. You'd be too scared to talk to Michael B. Jordan. You'd be too scared to go sleep with the football player. You'd be too scared to go sleep with the basketball player. You'd be too scared. How many affairs did she have throughout the relationship? Well, y'all they talking about Diddy. How many she have? Damn, that's showing a lot of fear to me. See, the jury saw through her BS once they saw that, once they went through those text messages of hers, and they was, oh, okay. And then her testimony screwed her up. Then you put liars on this damn stand, like Don Richards, who came up there and just decided to free ball. And one of the other jurors knew, like, oh, yeah, she just got schooled. And Brian still in there putting in that work. It's all it is putting these bums where they supposed to be. All they want is some of Diddy's money. They done spent all the money and kicked it. It's all gone now. And they don't have no way to get no new money, so let's go ahead and try to sue. And that's where we at right now. So, to all of y'all, I'm up out of here. Love, peace, and hair grease. Don't forget to subscribe to the page. Thank all y'all who hit the like button up without me having to tell y'all. Join the Patreon. We're going to go into all of the connections, who those other people were, since they so worried about Diddy. And I was telling y'all who owns those companies. Oh, we're going to let you know. We're going to let you know. All of them on the Patreon. So I'll see y'all over there.